Alright, good afternoon, welcome to the channel, and today we begin Portland swap meet prep. First thing we need to do is make our 55 Ford stop. The last thing I want to do is unload at the Portland swap meet and careen into someone else's booth and crash into their 68 427 Impala that they want like $60,000 for. They can't afford that, so let's see if we can get this car, which has been sitting for decades, to actually stop. We're also going to put some different wheels on it. I don't like the, well, I like, but they just don't fit this car. The Chrysler Cordoba wheels. Oh, come on. Come off of there. There we go. Can't believe somebody didn't use nice, delicious, like chrome acorn lug nuts on these luxurious Chrysler Cordoba wheels. These rusty old OE Ford lug nuts on here. Definitely feels like these don't have much as far as adjustment. The tire's got a little flat spot to it there. Man, she's not doing real well in the tread department either. Let's see if we can see some DOT codes on these. Oh yeah. 250. Judging by the font on the tire and stuff, Montgomery Ward. Oh, I'll show you that. You don't see that every day. Alright, here you go, Cole. Cole's going to take that out back and do some wheel switches on a Camaro. Yep, you heard me. There's a Chevrolet on the property. Please don't let anyone else find out. We'll try to keep it on down low. Show you these tires here. So this tire, you can read it right there, if you can see it. I can't really tell with my camera what I'm filming because the glare from the sun is pretty sure if I get in there, then I got a shadow. But the Montgomery Ward Road Tamer, what my parents used to call Monkey Wards. And back in the day, you know, Sears, Montgomery Wards, Kmart, these places all had auto centers. You could get Montgomery Ward shocks, tires, tune-up, oil change, all kinds of stuff. 250 on the dot code on this. I'm gonna say, judging by this tire, it could be 1990 or 1980. Some of the 3-digit dots will have a triangle to denote the 90s decade, but not all of them. Being Monkey Wards, being a radial 80, I don't know. I think this is probably a 1990 tire. I would say this is probably I'm not sure when Montgomery Wards quit selling tires, but this is probably towards the end. So, interesting thing back here, if you look at this drum, this still has the retaining clips on it from possibly from the factory. Typically when people take those off and remove drums, they do not put them back on. I believe most people have always said that these were put there to keep the drums from falling off while I was on the assembly line, because once the wheels bolted on, those are unneeded. So These drums may never have been removed from this vehicle, which would be interestingly scary. But so I'm gonna go get some tools here. We're gonna get these clips off. We'll get these drums off of here, and we'll see what these brakes look like. All right, so I'm just gonna use some wire cutters and some needle nose pliers. Let's see if I can get in here and get these clips off of here. They're pretty brittle, so it shouldn't take much to get them off. And then we'll use just crack it into pieces. The other two had some room. This one's like crammed in. I might have to get a little screwdriver and get it in there and put it in there. We'll see if we can. Yeah, I might have to get a little screwdriver to get in this one because I don't have anywhere I can grab onto it at really. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a little screwdriver there to get that one off of there. Get underneath it. Okay. Of it there. These will literally, if you get them going, they will thread off of the stud. But we don't have the patience for that, so we're going to rip them off the stud. Alright. Okay, then we use a little tapping massaging apparatus, just right here on the lip of the drum to see if we can break this seal right here. Hear it pop. Shoes actually aren't too bad. I mean, they're in there. I like how I'll show you. So somebody's been in here before. So they must have just put the clips back on the drum, which is really weird. But a couple things to note here. I'll get you in here close and I'll show you what we're talking about. Hard to see with the sun glaring on it, but hopefully you can see it. I can't see it on the screen very well on the camera, but the shoes say secondary relined on them, and what's weird is both of these say secondary, and I'm thinking that's probably typically on drum brakes you will have a primary shoe in the front which is shorter and a secondary shoe in the rear which is larger, because in a dual servo system like this, or self-energizing system, the twisting motion of the brakes forces the assembly to go back into the drum, so you typically have more lining on the rear shoe. These both say secondary, so I'm wondering if we get the other side off if they're both going to say primary. The other thing you'll notice on this, you'll see no self-adjuster. These are not self-adjusting brakes. Those wouldn't come till later. This one actually just has manual adjusting brakes, which work just fine. I mean, they're pretty much like the drum brakes they still use on trailers today. So, but anyway, these shoes do actually look like they're pretty, they were replaced at some point, maybe right before this car was parked, and who knows when this car was parked. I have no idea when the last time this car was on the road. So, let's take a look at the other side. Alright, so let's take a look at these front brakes. So we know we're going to have to switch the shoes around in the rear because it appears they have, got the other side off, appears they have the both primary shoes on the passenger side. So let's see. Let's see what we got on the front. really hoping that I don't have to do anything with lines on this, but I know that's probably not going to be the case because of the age of the car, and I can tell that these lines look crusty. This whole car looks crusty. But you know what? She's still got life in her. I got a feeling. Looks like it had a repaint up here at some point and they just didn't do a very good job. I don't see a lot of Bondo in it. It just looks like the paint is burnt and faded and cracked, and that was the V8 emblem. So I don't know what happened there. If cars could talk. This is still somewhat looking kind of greasy, which gives me hope. Get you in here and take a look here. Here is a side that actually appears to have been done correctly. 1 out of 4 corners. Not bad. That's bad in 250. I mean, that's well above the Mendoza line. You can see this one here says secondary on it, on the shoe. Right there. This one doesn't have any writing on it, but it appears to be the shorter shoe. So it appears to be correct. So remember, if you're doing drum brakes, smaller shoe in the front, bigger shoe in the back if you have a self-energizing system. Self-energizing systems are, you can typically note them because there'll be no anchor at the bottom. This will slide back and forth. This needs to be lubed up because this one's rusty, but we will address that and fix it. But non-self-energizing systems will have like a wheel cylinder here and a solid point that the bottom will come to. They'll have an adjuster somewhere in the middle. You'll find that like on a lot of your like rear imports and stuff like that. But again, this is a self-energizing system. Big shoe always goes to the rear. Alright, so back on the 55 Ford, preparing for Portland Swap Meet. We need to get brakes on this thing. We need to get the interior cleaned out. It's not going to run, but we need it to be able to stop. I don't have it. This has been swapped, and I don't think it's ever been run with the swapped with a 351 Windsor, different transmission, so I have no time to get like a drive shaft prepared or anything like that. So, not going to run, but hopefully we can get it to where it'll safely stop and make it much easier to unload off the trailer. I'm going to try to get the interior cleaned out, all the old like crusty floor mat that's in there, that headliner's hanging down, and try to get that removed. That looks bad. And get this thing somewhat presentable to hopefully be able to sell, and someone else can finish getting it running and get this thing back on the road. Got my trusty sidekick out here helping me out. You ready to work on a car, Peru? Ready to get this thing cleaned out? What do you think? Okay. I know, you look so excited. He's like, can't we go on a walk instead? We already did that. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about here. It's just cleaning out all this old floor mat material, and it doesn't appear that this car had carpet in it. I guess it was just floor mat. Being a Fairlane Victoria two-door hardtop, I would think it would have had carpet. But maybe that's just like the under the carpet. I don't know. This appears to have a design on it. Like it was actually like floor mat. I don't know. Or maybe somebody else put that in there. I don't know. But at any rate, let's get to work on starting to clean all this stuff out of here. That way when people are looking at this car, they can actually see what the floors look like and kind of what they're getting into. So, and then we'll vacuum all these. Get the vacuum shop vac out and start vacuuming all the rust out. Ooh, there's a little nut right there. I'm gonna get rid of that if we need it. This stuff just. Just put my hands on this stuff and it just cracks. It's so, I mean, this was once like pliable mat, but look at it now. It's like a tortilla chip. It cracks. We're definitely going to need some floor pans. Ooh, what's this? Something. Federal Finance Company. Important information and papers inside. I love stuff like this because if I can like get it apart without it, yeah, we could maybe see like somebody who bought this car, maybe what they financed it for and what the payments were. Whoever bought this car is probably like, oh my gosh, $17 a month, we can't afford that. How are we going to put groceries on the table if we got a $17 and then insurance? That's going to be another $4 per month. So that was up in the headliner there. There's a really, really big mouse Taj Mahal right there. Boy, that's kept some mice warm at night. Let's get rid of that. Throw that in the... I don't mind the mice doing this, and stuff, and trying to stay warm and stuff. I get it. I mean, you're just looking for shelter just like the rest of us. But why do you gotta pee and poop in your house all the time? I mean, we have places for that in our houses. I guess you're just wild animal critters, but there is actually a... That looks like a snake skin that's actually hanging in here. And then look at the nest over here. All these twigs and stuff in here. Man, there was all kinds of stuff living in this thing. I don't know why. I don't know if something killed the snake and brought it up here to eat it, but that definitely looks like it's definitely a snake's skin that's molted or something. Hope I don't find like a python or something in here. Boa constrictor. Alright, put fears aside. Back to the task at hand. Everyone wants to just look at mouse houses. You can see even a little tunnel in there, a little hole there. But like I say, these mice were all over this car. Oh man, little we know we're gonna find Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom in here. Alright, so the easiest way to remove rust from a car, vacuum cleaner. Something really cool. You know your car's from Washington when you got a can of Oli. And what's really cool is not only do we have a can of Oli from Tumwater, it's the water, pale export type, half quart, 16 fluid ounces. This is a pounder right here. But we also have the original, what's most likely the original pull tab that came off this can. Look at that. It is a perfect fit. Was under the seat, the can and the tab. I mean, what are the chances? I mean, I know it's completely worthless, but I mean, the cool factor is just off the charts. And then also, we have this cool, I don't know what this is from, advertised in Life. 29 cents. Age grouped for your guidance. Best for preschool age. From the Toy House. Play tested for your assurance. And then on the other side, there is actually a whole story of play testing. they basically are renowned for grouping the right toys for the right age groups. I mean, how cool is that? All right, buddy, what do you think? Should we clean out the rest of the car? Should we get the trunk? Oh, yeah. Oh, nope, sounds like snap time. Okay, let's go. What we got here? We got some regular grind, MJB, an old brown bottle. Is that where they get the term, the old brown bottle flu? I don't know. 24 11-ounce light Olympia stubbies. And some more MJB grind full of spark plugs. Looks like we got a, we got an ignition coil for 6-volt systems. So I'm guessing that this must be a lot of the parts from the original engine that were in the car, which is long since gone. There's the valley pan for a Y-block. I'm assuming these pistons are probably Y-block. There's parts of the heater parts and the hubcaps here. So yeah. Start cleaning out what we don't need here. All right. Nice little visit there from an older gentleman who had a fire up north in Elk. It's a little ways north of Spokane. That just told me he lost his '56 Ford in that fire. Tilt front end, straight axle, 390 FE. It's a shame, but he's okay. That's the best part. You can replace cars, you can't replace people. Oh, vintage horseshoes. I mean, who knows when you might need those? Yeah, throw those away. Cloth. So now that it's all cleaned out, actually the trunk, spare wheel, I don't see any rot back here at all. The floor pans in the car are atrocious, but this, not too bad. We'll take it. So we made quite a bit of progress today, cleaning mouse poop and rust dust out of the old 55. Tomorrow, brakes. Alright, with her cleaned out, let's turn our attention to brakes. I'm not even going to attempt to do anything with this master cylinder, because it looks like it's really, really, really old. I did rob the bolt that goes into this off of my other 55, because I have one that's supposedly on the way. I already ordered one and it was wrong. Called them, they said it was misboxed, said they're sending me the right one, but I'll use the new one for my other car. That is so crusty looking in the end of that master cylinder that I wouldn't even attempt to use this thing. So first thing we got to do is unhook the pedal from inside the car. So a lot of your newer cars will have some kind of clip and usually have a brake switch attached to the pedal down here, like a more modern car. The brake switch is actually hydraulic in this and goes onto the end of the master cylinder banjo bolt. I'll show you how that works here in a bit when we get it set up. But yeah, this is just a nut on one side and a bolt with a nut on it on this one. No clips or cotter pins or anything like that, like you see on most of your newer cars. So we'll get that off of there. So you can see in there, got the bolt out. That one took a little bit doing. It was corroded into the loop there, so I kind of had a screwdriver and gently tap it off of the deal, trying to retain this plastic bushing that's on the bolt too, which is right, you can see right here, it's a little bit boogered up, but I think it'll be reusable because I'm not going to find one of those. Not today. Alright, now next thing is the 4 bolts out of that master cylinder of the firewall. I'm just hoping none of these break off when I try to pull them out, but here goes. Alright, when you're trying to be delicate with something, you don't want it to break. Always go right for impact. That way you can just get the heartbreak over with early. 1. 2. 3. Oh my. Oh my. I think we may have made it. Alright. So there is our master cylinder right there. Here's our rod, goes to the pedal, which will go in our new master cylinder, which we will go obtain now. So here's our new unit here. You can see it's way less rusty than the other one. A lot of people will bench bleed these before they put them in the car. This is a single pot master, so I'm just going to bolt it in the car, then we'll probably bleed it a little bit before we hook the rest of the lines to it. And we may have some issues with the other lines on the car. And we're going to reuse this rod. It does come with a new boot. And then once we get it bolted back in the car and hooked to the pedal, then we can actually use the pedal to bleed. Right, Peru? Yeah. Sounds like a great idea. Alright, so let's get this new unit put in the car. And here's the banjo bolt I was talking about. This goes into the front of the master right here. And it actually, the hole in the end, is there's a block that sits right here. Where that hole is, that line runs down to the brakes on that block. And then the hole in the end is actually where the stoplight switch screws onto. So I'll show you that when it's finally set up. And we got some new crush washers here for this bolt here. I was able to pick up a 10-pack of those at Napa. Alright. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Weird that these cars have 4 bolts that hold the master cylinder in. Most cars only have 2. Okay. You can see this bolt. If you look at that real close, you can see, I'll try to hold it so you can see it. This is actually like an eccentric cam on this bolt, which is strange. I have not seen a brake pedal bolt like that, so I don't know if that just makes the just goes in one way, or you could actually change the height of your pedal slightly, maybe. I don't know. If you know why they did this, put it in the comments down below and let the audience know. Alright, so I tried to save what was left of that bushing that goes on the inner part. Oh man, this thing just keeps biting me. This car is like a, I don't know, it's like one of Venus flytraps or something. It tries to eat people. You thought Christine was a Plymouth. Okay, now we can get this bolt back in here, hopefully. Alright, so now we get to go to the task of changing wheel cylinders. Exciting. This is one of the only wheels that these shoes are actually correct, but I'm still going to have to remove them to get this wheel cylinder off of here. You don't want to get on that one, do you? The springs don't look too bad on this. I was always a little worried they're older, they're going to break, but somebody has done brakes on this at some point, so. We're just going to move the shoes out of the way here. Let's see what we got going inside here. Yeah, it looks like a lot of rust and pitting, so not much chance of those working. Okay, so let's take a look. This is going to be the typical. Looks like you're going to need a 5/8. Then we also have, which is going to be the tougher thing because I don't know if these are going to break free. I also have new hoses for the front of this. Maybe they won't be needed, but I'm not hopeful. So, we're going to need to get a 5/8 end wrench, see if we can break that line loose off of the wheel cylinder. And we'll unbolt the cylinder and pull it forward. Doing all right, buddy? Doing all right? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move this over here a little bit so you can see in there a little bit better what we're doing with that line. So basically, this fitting came off, so all we gotta do is pull this clip out, and we should be able to fully remove this hose, giving easier access to the bolts, the two bolts that hold the wheel cylinder in. Now the later cars, early 60s, the wheel cylinder, I don't believe these do. These are just straight 2-bolt wheel cylinders right here, 2 bolts that hold it in. The later cars have the big loop over here, which you have to remove the big nut on this thing to change the cylinder. You can watch my 61 Starliner brake video. You find it under FullSizeFord, or a list of videos. You'll find where we did brakes on one of those cars in detail. And that one was rustier than this one. So once we pull that out of there, then we can just twist the hose. Like that, you're going to have the little copper washer on there. The system hasn't had fluid in it for a while. And then we'll blow out these lines with some brake cleaner while we have these off. So now that this is off, only one of them will be able to get this ratchet on. The other one I'm probably going to have to get with an end wrench. Alright, so we have got the handy dandy bearing packer out here. And you can do this by hand. Works just fine. I just choose to do it this way because I'm one of those weird mechanics that can't stand things on my hands. These bearings look real nice. In fact, they look like they might have been replaced when this car was parked. Like somebody was getting ready to put this thing back on the road and enjoy it. And we're hoping that somebody does just that. In there. Bruce just chilling on the trailer. Hey, bud. Alright, so updates. Sorry, I did a lot of this off camera. Starting to feel the crunch. It's about time to get this thing loaded up. I don't have wheels and tires mounted for it yet. Got to run into town to do that. sorry, I'm starting to get overwhelmed with my list of things to do. So this brake line I was able to get off. I was able to, I took the line loose at the junction block in there and basically pulled the whole thing out. I was able to thread the cylinder off of it and then use my little benzene torch, and I got it to, I got it freed up. Other side, not so lucky. Thought I had it going, but she just pinched off right there and broke. So I'm going to have to run to, hopefully O'Reilly's has a line. I'm going to have to crudely bend my own new one. Luckily it came off the junction block easily. But the brakes are all set, ready to go. Shoes are all in the right place, new cylinders are in. So basically I've just got to fix this line, install the new front hoses, and hopefully get this thing bled. And I'm running out of daylight. Alright, so there it is. Front's done, bearings are packed, hoses are in. Basically we just got to get the this rear line in so we can get this thing bled and hopefully get some wheels and tires bolted on it here in a little bit. Probably going to be dark by the time I get back, and then we'll get this evil Mustang out of the way and get this thing loaded on the trailer. Can't find a nut, but that ought to do it. Back on the road again. Moss off of it. Just about to the expo here, coming over the bridge from Vancouver back into Oregon. Maybe the rain will light up just long enough to let us unload this car without getting drenched. So here we are in our spot at the Portland swap meet. Got the 55 parked there. Buddy Darren's got this 64 F100 short box. Lots of parts displayed. Ready for some sales. Alright, we were just taking a quick walk around the old Portland swap meet here. See what kind of full-size Ford stuff we can find. Here we got a, looks like a 69 Galaxie. Asking $2,800. It's a two-door. It's got some rust bubbles appearing. Looks like it's a missing the tail light extensions back there. Not sure what motor's in it. We got us a 66 Mercury Montclair. Kind of checked this car out earlier. It's a 390. It's like a four-door hardtop. think he's asking $1,500 for this one. Badge is broken over there. Definitely been sitting outside for a while. We got a 1963 Ford Galaxie 500 XL convertible. Looks like they're asking $18,000 for this one. Rebuilt motor and trans, 100 miles on it. There's phone number info if you want to get a hold of these people in case this car doesn't sell here this weekend. Looks like it is a console automatic car. 500 XL emblem right there. Like these speaker trays, the speaker grill back there. I don't know if the top works or not. Elliot was looking for something appears to be a fairly straight body. I do see some holes in the floor pan over there. Got some rubber floor mats in here. But all in all, for the age, doesn't look too bad. Down the driver's side here, don't really see anything that jumps out at me as strikingly bad. Contact info. Seat's gonna need some work there. Odometer reads 17,152. So. Hell yeah! That one got the internal clutch on it. Yeah. Makes it a little dangerous. And here we got us a 57 Ranchero. Nice motor. 351 Cleveland. There's the info if it doesn't sell here, if you're interested in contacting this person. Try not to get it. Like a low car shifter. And somebody's working on a custom here. Needs some finishing on the quarter panels there. But all in all, pretty cool. Here we've got a 61 Mercury Meteor 800. This would be the last year that the Meteor name would be on a full-size car from Mercury. Very similar to the Galaxie. Original plates on. It's got an air conditioning unit under the dash. Info there. $5,700. Still trying to figure out what this is. Looks like a 75 LTD. And I don't know if this is one somebody has made, or if this is a Dick the Traegers, or if it's an actual hearse. It doesn't seem like it's a hearse because it still has the back seat in it, which doesn't seem this would be very long back here for like a casket to slide into. So just a wagon that somebody put a really cool top on. You gotta love the 70s mandate bumpers here. So I don't know. I just don't know if this is someone's custom creation here, or if this car was actually built for a purpose. Let's see if it will. It says this is a junior hearse, 400 CI engine. "19 feet long, no rail system for caskets, was likely used for the family doing 300% moving chairs, flowers, and stuff." So looks like history may be somewhat disputed on this car, but you can read that there if you want. Make your own determination. I can see in there there's like a skull on the shifter. That's probably not factory. Again, do what you will with this one. All right, now here we've got a gem. It's like a 1957 Ford Skyliner. This is a retractable, only made from 57 to 59. It is said that Ford lost money on every one of these. I see this one is sold already. Ford lost money on every one of these cars that they built because this roof system, you can see the line right here, this whole roof goes up, the trunk folds up, and the roof folds down into the trunk. And this roof was originally intended for the T-Bird, is what I believe the story is, but they ended up using it on the full-size cars only from 57 to 59. See the fuel filler door, which is usually in the rear, is on the side on these ones. I mean, this one's a survivor. Looks to be in like original condition. This is looks like it's a 312 4-barrel. Dual mirrors. Very, 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 very cool car. Again, 57 Ford Skyliner retractable. If it was a soft convertible top, it would be a Sunliner. Being the hard retractable top makes it a Skyliner. Again, awesome car. We got some Ford FE cylinder heads here. Looks like some C6 AER, $325 for their bosses.
Yeah, you see we're all
There's some fresh 1960 352 heads. $425. Early 390 C1 AE, $550. Those are pretty nice. And then we got some C7 AEAs here.
the left.
Fairlane Mustang. $450 for those. So not bad. Couple FE bell housings there. We got a $125 for a C5TA truck bell housing. It's like 63, 64 FE, $200. It's a pretty good buy actually. It does take the earlier style starter that nobody likes. but simple change of the flex plate or flywheel of that, I believe, allows you to run the newer type starter. So lots of cool finds here at the old swap meet. Ford FE. We got some Galaxie 140 for a pair, 150 for a pair. These say 65, but they're C3 SE part numbers, which is actually a Thunderbird part number, but those were used on the full-size cars as well. Some 351 Windsor exhaust manifolds. We got all kinds of cool stuff. Nice to know there's some FE people around here at the Portland Swap Meet. Got your array of intakes here. About 400 in each of these metal blocks. You got a Street Master 390. An array of FE intakes, about 400 bucks, 289. There's an Edelbrock with carbs for $9.50. Tri-power. Some Baldy valve covers for $1.25. And a dual quad Offenhauser for 1,200 bucks. And down there we got your factory cast iron, your C6AE. Asking $200 for that thing. Need a cherry picker to install it. Alright, so Friday afternoon at the swap meet. It is winding down and the 55 still belongs to us. Couldn't make a deal today. Might be a guy or two says he might come by tomorrow and check it out, but there she sits. So the place is kind of clearing out. See a lot of people here now. People packed up going already. Sun's out, so it's a good time to make a run for the car. But anyway, hopefully we can get this thing sold tomorrow so we don't have to take it home. All right, we'll see you back here in the morning, bright and early. So here we are, day 2 of selling at the swap meet. See if we can unload the 55, maybe a few parts. See if my buddy Darren can unload the 64 short box. Got lots of good items to sell. You too. Well, day 2 wrapped up. We still got the 64 F100. We still got the 55 Fairlane. And lots of parts. So tomorrow we're 8 to 1. Usually a pretty lighter day. Pretty much rained all day today. You see the sun is, it's about 5 o'clock right now. The sun is trying to crack out, but have not seen it today. Again, we've got one more day, 5 hours tomorrow. We'll see if we can unload anything else, and we'll catch you tomorrow. All right, so Portland's over. And it looks like we got a buyer up in Vancouver. Wants us to drop this car off. Didn't get quite what we wanted, but it's fair. But bonus part, we're gonna head south to Salem and possibly pick up another car. So keep watching. And we are on the road again. All right, so we got the 55 unloaded. We're gonna see our final goodbyes to the old Victoria, and Very nice gentleman, Dan. He's got a few of these. Gonna give it some love. And we are gonna head down to Salem and take a look at another car and see if we can't, you know, if you go home with an empty trailer, that's just, you know, you're deadheading and you're losing money. That's what they say. That's my logic. So that's what truckers say. So right now we're truckers, right, Kale?
Yeah.
We're truckers. Can't be losing money. Gotta have something on that trailer. So anyway, we'll be in Salem here in about a little over an hour, and we'll actually a little bit south of Salem, and we'll show you what we've got here. All right, here we are down at near Jefferson, Oregon, south of Salem. There's the Enchanted Forest. I imagine it's enchanted because there's full-size Ford cars in these here hills. We should be arriving at our destination momentarily. See what this car looks like. Marketplace is always like, why do cars always look like 100 times better on Marketplace than when you get there? Even if they didn't try to make it look better. All right, so all this stuff here, we've moved out from in front of the car. Got a few more things to move here. Looks like we made a deal on this one. I tried to subtract for the Swan with the missing wing, but no go. This is a 62 500 XL, appears to be a 352 car. Hasn't run in years, don't know if the motor's locked up. He's going to get the other wheel for it and the title. This glass is shot out. Does have the interior in the console there. You can see the stainless is pretty rough in it. But again, it is a 500 XL bucket seat console car. It's just been sitting for a long time, and it's pretty wet on this side of the state in Oregon. But honestly, the quarters and stuff don't look bad. Look at the rear end of it there. So next thing we got to get down here and get the trailer backed into this stall right here. And of course it started to rain, but at least we're in a carport right here. That's kind of nice. So got old bias ply tires on it, and all the quarters don't look too bad. So yeah, we'll make it work. Now the hard part is getting it loaded up.
Can't help a haul. I got a torn potato car.
Spider just crawled in it.
I know, I saw that.
Well, that went on the hell of a lot better than even when I was fighting that thing.
Alright. I'm just gonna see if we can get it to take air. Alright, where's the inflator, Kale?
I'll go get it.
Yeah, it's moving. That left rear wheel's locked up. Probably the brake. So it's just sliding.
We've been sitting a while.
Yeah. All right, so we're in between, just south of Portland, I-5. Oh my gosh, this is one of the worst loads ever. Had a couple that were worse. 59 Edsel with 4 locked up wheels when it was 104 degrees. That one was bad. This one, tires rotten. Neither of the front tires would hold air. Had to pull it up on the trailer like that. Yeah, nice. Kind of walk around to the vehicle though. It's actually a couple bumps and bruises, but she's actually in body-wise in fairly decent shape. We've got a little bit forming down here. Chrome, that's common. There's a rust hole in the door right there. But all in all, not too bad. Now we've got about 6 hours to get home, so, and my son actually has to be to school in Spokane tomorrow, so we better start beating cheeks and get on the road. Oh, you gotta dig the Swan. Of course, it's missing a wing though. Probably gonna have to take that off. All right, stopped at a rest area in between Hood River and the Dalles, Oregon. My little man's teeth are about to float out, so just going to check the straps here, make sure we're still good. This thing has 2 extremely flat tires and a locked up wheel, so I don't really think it's going anywhere, but you just want to take a precaution. So, all right. So, the old Galaxie. All right. Got the old Super Duty loaded down. The Suzuki from the swap meet my son couldn't live without. As soon as he gets back out of the bathroom, we will continue heading east. Home probably sometime after midnight. I don't know how well it'll show up at night with the oncoming traffic, but it's always cool driving through the gorge when you pass the dams, Cascade Locks, the Dalles Dam, and now we're going to go by the John Day Dam, and the lights are always really cool. With this oncoming traffic, I'm not sure if they'll show up on this at all, but they usually light it up in a red, white, and blue lights, because America. Makes you want to start singing when you go by this. America, America, God shed his light on me and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Got Old Glory flying up there. I don't know if you can see it at night, but America. All right, well, we made it home with the what kind of looks like a beached whale on the old trailer here. We got in about 3 in the morning, and I can see it's a good thing I didn't really go any further, because I tucked her right in there a little tight on the old Bronco. I don't know if I could have got much closer. But anyway, we were able to pick this up and sail them. Want to give a big shout out to Ollie's Garage. Check them out on YouTube. It's OLY' Garage, Ollie's Garage, like the beer Ollie. Special thanks to Dan there for he bought our 55 as the swap meet was ending, which allowed us the open trailer to be able to pick this up. He does a lot of stuff with 55 and 56 Fords. He's got a lot of cool stuff. He does some other Ford stuff too. Again, I'll post the link to his channel below. Again, check him out. You'll be glad you did. So anyway, here in the next few days, we're gonna work on getting some wheels and tires that hold air on this. And man, if I would have gone back like another 2 inches, I would have been into the tire of the Bronco. Wow. Like I say, it was tired. It was tired. I was tired. It was dark. Again, the next few days, we're going to get this thing cleaned off, try to get this wheel unstuck, get some wheels and tires that hold air on it, and get it vacuumed out. We'll kind of document that process for you. This is an X code 352 2-barrel car. Try to get it running too. The carburetor's in pieces under the hood. Give you a quick look under the hood there. Definitely something been living in here. Like I say, he put the I wouldn't say so myself. It appears that actually somebody put wood in beneath the carburetor and the spacer there. I've heard people doing that to try to prevent vapor lock, to keep the manifold heat off of the carburetor. I don't know. I can't tell 100% if that's what's going on here. Maybe it's not wood, maybe it's plastic or something. I don't know. Nah, it looks like wood. But anyway, here's the rest of the carburetor laying in a old dog food bowl. This is a power brake car, which is kind of cool. So again, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video on this car to conclude the swap meet. All in all, considered a successful weekend. Didn't really make any money, but we got one car to a guy who's going to get it going and show it some love, and we're able to pick up another car that this car's been sitting since I think it was last registered in 2005. I think the tab's on it, so I'm not really sure when it was last driven, but the guy that we got it from I think purchased it in 2011, and he never put it on the road. So hopefully we'll see this car back on the road soon, and we'll take you along for the ride. Thank you for watching. If you like these cars, if you like these big Fords, be sure to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Really helps us out and allows us to make more content like this to bring to you guys, and it gets another one of these languishing in a carport and that much closer to being back on the road where it belongs. Again, have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.